So picture a dreary winter day. Piles of snow outside. Not the kind in December that make you go, oh, snow, but the kind in February that make you go, oh, snow. Luckily, your thoughtful husband Dinesh has planned a getaway in, drumroll, Cancun. When he picked out the all-inclusive resort, luxury resort, he wanted to show you pictures online, but you declined saying you want to be surprised. So the year is 2011. We are 5 years into processing our green cards, which means tons of paperwork, especially before international travel. They actually give us what's called parole papers. That's what they give us legal aliens resident in the United States. Yeah, real nice. So I'm so obsessed with checking up and rechecking our paperwork. Luckily, I don't have to worry about my kids, Ronak, who's 5 years old, and Zora, who's 3, because they are American citizens with shiny blue passports, portals to the whole world. So Mexico, here we come. This is going to be the best vacation ever. On the day of the flight, we get up real early and bundle up for the Arctic and head off to Stewart Airport. And when we get there, if this was a movie, the soundtrack would change to something slightly more sinister. The check-in agent hands us back our son's passport and says, "Sorry, ma'am, he can't fly. His passport's expired." His passport's expired? What do you mean his passport's expired? We got it when he was born, and in India, passports are valid for 15 years. He's only 5. No, we're sorry, ma'am. In America, you have to renew your passport every 5 years. We're flabbergasted, and it's a half hour before takeoff. We really don't know what to do. Dinesh gets his take charge voice on and says, "You go ahead to Cancun with Zora. I will go into the city and get his passport expedited, and I'll meet you there tomorrow." So in a blur, we say our goodbyes and utter nonsensical explanations to the kids, and I go off with Zora and the beach toys and the bags in tow. And I can't barely turn around because Dinesh is dragging away Ronak, who is wailing, "Oh, Mama, why is my passport inspired?" I board the plane, eyes brimming with tears. And the nice lady next to me asks me what's wrong, so I spill the whole story out to her, blubbering and sniffling. And she says, "What do you mean he's going to have the passport renewed? You can't do that without the mother present." Oh my gosh. I am dumbstruck as I realize I am now waving goodbye to my vacation in Cancun from my plane headed to Orlando. Wait, we're getting off in Orlando. Ooh, there's beaches there, right? We can go there without a passport, right? So I warm up with a glimmer of hope that I can save this vacation after all. I get off in Orlando and I call Dinesh and say, "We're going to a beach close to Orlando. You're going to just get over here tomorrow. We can't renew his passport." So he says, okay. He gets us a reservation on Expedia. I go to the JetBlue agent and say, "What's the closest beach to here?" And he goes, "Cocoa Beach, ma'am." I'm like, Cocoa Beach? Okay, it sounds mildly exotic, right? If there's sand and surf, that's all we need. So Dinesh gets us a reservation to La Quinta in Cocoa Beach. Luckily, I'm fairly new to the country. I don't know the difference between a La Quinta in Cocoa Beach and the luxury resort in Cancun. Now you see why it's a good thing I didn't look at those pictures online. I still haven't looked at the pictures online. Anyway, I get to the hotel and I go to the check-in and the lady goes, "What do you mean you got a reservation on Expedia? We're full. There's a shuttle launch in 2 days and all the NASA employees are staying at our hotel. We have no room for you." That was the straw that broke the camel's back, or my back, because I slumped down to the ground crying. It was the last resort. And fine, the manager took pity on me crying over there on the floor and came back with keys to a room. But wait, did she say NASA? My son, who's 5 years old, is completely obsessed with space travel. There's going to be a shuttle launch right outside our hotel on the beach. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell him. They get there the next day, and we're so happy to be reunited. And Dinesh does a very stoic job of hiding his disappointment at the La Quinta facilities. But we're really excited about the shuttle launch. And we go to breakfast, and the giant reception room with the breakfast buffet all laid out, and it's bustling with all these NASA employees in their uniforms and their badges, and it's so exciting. And I'm a little starstruck, or maybe a little distracted, when I put my bagel in the toaster. I left it in too long, and the next thing we know, the fire alarms are going off and everyone has to be evacuated from the hotel. And along come the shiny red fire trucks, and now my son's eyes are as big as flying saucers, because his previous obsession, which he hadn't completely gotten over yet, was fire trucks. So we have firefighters and astronauts all in the same room. Can you say it with me? Best vacation ever. On the flight back, we were talking about what a wonderful time we had on our vacation. Not the least of which was watching a shuttle launch off into space right before our eyes. And little Zora pipes up and says, "Mom, I had the best time in Mexico."